Board games, board games, it's what we're talking about. Board games, board games, I'm not gonna shout. I am starting off this more streaming with a little bit of singing. And today it is Friday. And if you were not to join, it would be a shame. Because I hope that you're okay on what is in Scotland but might not be where you live, a sunny day. We are going to talk to Maria, who I'm going to let join just now.
Hi.
And we will have Enrique too. So we can now talk to you. We are going to talk about games we made and all the
Great.
things maybe that we played. We'll talk about board games. Board games, it's what we're talking about. Board games, board games. I'm not gonna shout. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Beth.
Good morning, good afternoon, good whatever it is, wherever you are. I think we still are getting some technical issues that hopefully we can
Yes.
work out.
Yes.
I don't know what. Okay, if I mute Maria, then it's suddenly okay. I don't
Okay.
know.
But
No, but I'm here. I'm now in another room. Can you hear? No?
Well,
It
if I
does-
talk,
Yeah?
now, then it's feedback for me. Can you hear that?
Ah,
I can
no.
hear the feedback. It's very strange.
Anyway, what I'm going to ask Maria is please mute yourself when you're not talking, and when you are talking, of course, press the little button. And I want to say a quick hello, Jorge Tiki and God Kefi and Wario Wasco for following. It's lovely to have you all join. And Albertog, thank you for watching.
Okay. Some of them are family.
That is lovely to hear. And this is episode 317. I am going to be streaming every day at 10 a.m. UK time, 11 a.m. Central European time for the next 83 days. And as every Friday, it is a friendly Friday forum. So if anyone wants to jump in, then you are welcome to do so. And I am actually going to share the link. And if you want to jump in, then you can talk about yourself. But I have two special guests who are here. I just realized actually a couple of days ago when I was setting this up that I played a bunch of your games some time ago. I hadn't done my full investigation until Wednesday. I was like, wait a minute. I recognize this game. I don't think I'd played any of them, but I read through the rules and I was kind of pondering them, and then 4 Alley Cats games, and nothing actually came of it. But it was, I was drawn in by how charming they are, and I can totally understand why you now have gone on to be one of the finalists for the Cardboard Edison Award. And so I'm really looking forward to chatting about that, chatting about what the experience was like. And so, is that you, Maria? Mar Palmar? Sorry.
Can we check if maybe... Or no? Can you hear me better than before?
I can hear you.
Without the...
I can hear you fine.
No, okay.
I can.
Okay.
No,
but,
say that.
Thank you, Belen Bim, for joining. Thank you, Vipalmar and Carpalmar and Rob. of course, thank you everyone for just jumping onto this stream. And I just want to say, wherever you are, I hope that you're generally well, because as always, Friendly Friday Forum, it is always about you. And just generally, how are you? Let us know. I hope that you're doing well. And with the first question, as always, you're welcome to chime in with what are your recent highlights, living life and seeing the sights, recent highlights, playing games and other delights. Recent highlights. Yesterday, I played a couple more games of My City, the Eternal version. Yeah, one of the games I did okay, and one as usual. And in one of the games, I had my worst game ever. I think I only got 26 points, something like that. I made some big blunders. I let myself get into a situation where I hadn't planned fully ahead. I had this big church that I had to put on the board. For those who don't know, My City, it's a game where you put all these tiles onto a map by Reiner Knizia. Lovely thing. Very good fun for the family, and I enjoyed playing that. Other highlights were just this morning, walking around. It's a sunny, beautiful day outside. I had a morning walk. I went through the park, the botanic gardens, the glass house, glowing in the sun with the sun shimmering through the glass. You're not allowed to go inside because of, the world we live in, because of the pandemic and everything, but walking around the park and seeing this beautiful shimmering building, that for me was definitely a recent highlight. And please let me know what were some of your recent highlights. Let's go clockwise. Maria.
The host had, sorry. Yes, but I don't know. I'm now working at home for the last few months, and now I'm happy because I'm a very creative person, and now we are working on our games, and I'm making art too, and I try to have fun in this lockdown and this pandemic, and making art. I'm the art part of Brote de Juegos. I'm the artist one, and Kike, he's the I don't know. He works on the games, the mechanics, and I'm working the artistic part. And in my every day, I'm a very artist person too.
And some really cool things that are going on here. And yeah, I look forward to chatting more with you. But the question is, what has been the big highlights of the past few days? And a quick hello to Elaine. It's lovely to see you, and Hal and Carl Palmar. Thank you, everyone, for telling us about the general volume. Let us know if the tech works for everyone. But let's get to Enrique. What have you enjoyed in the past week? What's been some of your highlights?
Oh, one of our highlights is being here with you.
Oh,
because that's that's we were very excited. But I was thinking about it. But past Wednesday, I was expecting to get my vaccine, but there was some mess. It was postponed to the next week. So I was thinking, okay, for Friday, one of my highlights will be that I get vaccinated for the COVID. But now I can say it. Related to games, I think one of the highlights for me has been this week to get through the rules of Nevsky, that game for Volkorunke. That was very, very difficult. That rule book was incredible difficult. But I managed to see some videos, and I know how to play Nevsky, and that's a great highlight for me.
I don't know this game, Nevsky. Can you tell us a tiny bit about it?
Oh, it's from it's from this one, from GMT. What? From GMT, Nevsky. So it has a big rule book. But the rule book is very complicated because it has been done easy to refer when you are playing, but it's hard to learn for the first time because it refers. You start reading it and say something about a rule that is mentioned next a few pages later, and it's very difficult. So I couldn't visualize how to play the game while reading the rule book. But I managed through some videos and some gameplays to get it.
That is one of the problems of rule books. You have to balance the reference potential of the rule book with the learnability. And I do really like what Fantasy Flight, for example, do with, or even Settlers of Catan back in the day with, okay, these are the first 2 pages. This is just to get you learning the game, and then the glossary at the end, which teaches things in a wee bit more detail. And a quick, of course, hello again to Carl Palmar Bones. John, it's lovely to see you as always, and Alex, and thank you very much, Talikuik, for following along. It is lovely to have you join us. And I think that hopefully anyone who's in chat, think to yourself, what's something that you can celebrate in the past few days? Is it that something that you feel like, okay, I've managed to achieve this? Actually, one thing I'm going to say is I managed to send a Kickstarter update to everyone this morning. After I had my walk, I listened to a few podcasts, I came back home, and then I ate a quick breakfast, which is not super usual for me, but I did a nice Kickstarter update, which I'd been meaning to do for a few days. So that was a bit of an achievement. And so what's your personal achievement? What are you happy for? What are you grateful for? And while we're thinking about that, maybe I can ask Maria and Enrique, tell us about what's a typical day for you like. I mean, right now, things are completely messed up because of, a pandemic going on. But in the past few months, what has been a typical day like for you? Maria?
I'm working at home with the computer because I'm an architect and I work in a studio. I draw houses and some buildings. And but in the afternoon, I usually work in my art. Last week I was making collage. I like a lot making collage. Cut papers and glue it, and I'm very happy doing this. And this is a typical day for me now. Working and making collage.
Well, that sounds like a really good day. You've got the mixture of the fulfillment of being like, yeah, I'm getting to do this, I'm getting the achievements of working, and then you get the little bits of relaxation in the evening.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm happy because I could finish a series of collage for a friend, and yes, this was a great goal for me because he's a poet and he sent me poems. And I was working in that collage. Yeah, yeah. This is not for my friend. This is in my sketchbook. I try to make art every day, and this is a typical page of my sketchbook. Yeah. Viernes de marzo, Friday in March. last Friday. This collage was from last Friday. Yes. When I walk around the street, I sometimes I pick up a paper from the walls, and this paper of this collage is from a wall in here in Sagunto. and I mix these pieces of paper with another pieces of paper of magazines or characters, or yeah, I like it.
That is really cool, and I agree 100% with Bones John. Says great use of color palettes. We have Bones John mentioning that Nevsky is available from Zatsu Games, and Rob says that this week Rob has managed to work on 2 different game designs with different co-designers, and both of those game designs seem to have made a big step forward. That is really awesome. Well done, Rob, and keep up the great work. And let's get on to Enrique. What is a typical day like for you?
Oh, so, well, a typical day for me is going to the high school. I'm a teacher, so my schedule is very, very similar every day. So we start classroom at 8 in the morning and finish it 2 or 3 in the afternoon. So I like it very much to teach. And then in the afternoons, it's maybe family time, relaxing time, reading rule books, and that's all maybe. So I am between teach, family time, and reading. And then in the you are showing some of my photos for my plays. So I usually in the weekends I have a group of players. So I play games with them and use my Instagram to take photos and publish it. I'll publish them. So very common.
So you manage to get a good amount of games played. You keep fun. You keep interacting with people. And let me ask a little bit. Sorry to bring the subject to the pandemic, but what's the situation like in Spain? Can you explain a little bit about how things are? I mean, in Scotland, things are in complete and utter lockdown. A lot of people are scheduled to get their vaccine, their first dose in the next few months. I'm personally probably going to get it by the end of the year, fingers crossed, because I'm not so old and I'm not so unhealthy. So, but yeah, what is the situation like that about in Spain?
So I think it's very similar. We have a great lockdown past year from March till April, May, almost the summer. So we weren't allowed to go out, basically. And we managed to get some place with Board Game Arena or Yucata or some online platforms. And after Christmas, now we have another small lockdown, and we were allowed to meet in person. So again, we managed to get some place online. And then for the last week, I managed to reunite again with a small group. We are only allowed to meet 2 or 3 people, and until 10 in the evening. Okay, after 10 we have some curfew. I think, I don't know the word.
Yeah, exactly. Curfew. That's the word.
Yeah, that's the word. So we need to get back to home. So it's difficult to get place in person.
And it's really interesting, and I'm just going to share the links now to all the Brote Juegos stuff, which, Maria, you've done a beautiful job here with the art. Sorry, let me get rid of that banner. you've done a beautiful job with the art, with, you know, also the shot, just like this random leaf in the middle. It's a beautiful publicity shot. I mean, if you hadn't already considered it, maybe look into board game photography. But yeah, and you've got a fair few fans. Here's Bella and BM just jumping in to say, I love Brote de Juegos games. And I don't know if this is like a friend or family member, or if but you've clearly at the point where you've got 30 ratings, you've managed to build up some sort of a little bit of a fan base. How do you feel? What are you proud of? Let me go top to bottom. Enrique, what are you most proud of?
So, okay, this game, Autumn, I was very, very proud of it because it's very, very simple. And it managed to get a lot of play from people on BGG, because this was the first idea came after a contest on BGG that was about only 18 cards. So that restrictions was very, very, very clever. I think when you made the game, the restrictions made you think what to do with a few things. So we came with this design, and I'm really, really proud of it, because the first idea was with colors, matching colors. But then talking with Maria, we thought about making the game about the season, the autumn season, falling leaves, cards that overlap and fall one on another. And I was proud of it. Yes.
And this is all spawning from your first idea of 18 card games, which is really nice because you can get free games to a typical sheet, or, well, normally a deck of cards is half a sheet, so technically can do 6 of these games if you're mass producing. But I see that you've also handcrafted a fair few versions yourself. So what are you doing with these games so far? I mean, yes, you've brought Winter, correct me if I'm wrong, it's Winter into Cardboard. But yeah, what are you doing with these? Were you beforehand trying? And yeah, I agree with Elaine and John for sure. Great photos. And what are you doing with these? Are you selling them? Are you just playtesting, just pitching them out? What are you doing with them?
That we had a talk about it, and first we main focus was with Autumn. What was the first design, and we get with it. We show it in some first, and then we started. Okay, let's continue with the season series. So Winter was follow the design of Autumn, but the first version of Winter was horrible. I didn't like it. So we came with another version of the game that is the one we presented to Cardboard Edison, and it seems like they like it. But our main goal a few years ago was to sell a pack with the 4 season and another game to play with the 4 decks of the 4 seasons. But I think it was not well received. We presented them to Ravensburger and to Pegasus Spiel in an online meetings they do, but they wanted games for more players. Our games are for 2 players, so they wanted more players. So we made another game that joined the 4 games that allows 4 players to play with all the decks. But I think they didn't like it because it was a trick-taking game, very very typical trick-taking game. So I think they didn't like it. And now we are offering all those games as free print and play, so everybody can can download it and try them.
So if anyone wants to try any of these games, get over to, would you go to the main websites here, the LPs de María, Brote, Juegos, and go there to download them all for free?
Yeah. They can download and try it. So we also managed to put them there. There's a company called Random Skill Games that offers also print and plays on their platform, and we reached an agreement with them to put summer and autumn and also spring there on their platform.
It's really cool. I mean, one thing that I noticed when I was first reading the rules for all these things several years ago was that even though they are 18 card games, there are additional components that you need for all of them. So it does kind of, from a publishing standpoint, it does kind of lose that cheap production cost and the potential for getting it out cheaply, which you can do if it's literally just 18 cards and nothing else. But still, as Rob says, maybe it's just a case of finding the right publisher. But would I be able to ask you a bit more about maybe Maria? Maybe you could tell us a little bit more about why you, as a couple, as a pair of siblings, you are a pair of siblings, why did you decide to just go allow yourself additional components, is what I'm asking. And a quick, hold on, I can't. Oh, sorry, Maria, you were.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Enrique can answer better this question. Our first game, Autumn, has no another components. Autumn has 18 cards, but Enrique is the one who designed the mechanics, and maybe it's difficult to design a game with only 18 cards, and we thought that maybe a little component it's better for the game. I don't know. Enrique, maybe you can you can add something about this. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. When we designed Winter, we wanted a mechanic to. Sorry, you can hear me? No.
Sorry, I muted Maria just because there was feedback going on.
Okay, I am on mute.
You're all good. We can hear you.
Okay.
A quick hello to Mila Nuccio. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, by the way. Hello, and thank you very much for joining along. And yeah, Alex mentions, Love Letter does very well, where it has 18 cards, but also the little love hearts, just as tokens for keeping track of who's won each round.
Yeah. You can hear me now?
Oh, we could always hear you.
Sure. Yes. When we were thinking about Winter, we wanted a mechanic that allows us to freeze the cards. So that's when we came with the idea of the tokens. Okay, under different conditions, you place the cards as in Autumn, one next to another, and there is one moment that you use the token to freeze the cards, and then you cannot move the cards, you then cannot manipulate, and that's what's the main thing we add to meet the theme of Winter. We wanted that freeze mechanic, so we needed the tokens. Also for autumn, that it's a one-player game. It's a solitary game, and in autumn, sorry, and summer, we wanted to add. That was the hardest one to come with, because we wanted something to remind the summer. So we came with sand castles. We wanted that little courts to be sand castles, and then allows to build a big sand castles. So we needed some additional component here, and also so we added components for summer, for winter. So it's what's natural to add also for spring. Okay, with fences and flowers. So the only pure 18-card game is autumn for us. Mm-hmm.
Now, that makes a lot of sense. And hello, Dina. It's lovely to see you, and welcome on this Friday. And let me move on at this point to the next regular section that people might have been thinking, hey, when is this coming up? Come on, it's already past. And let me bring that to my first questionably quick question. So what time is it and where are you? I am in Glasgow on a third-story building. Beautiful weather. It is 10:30 a.m. Let me shuffle the people around. Maria, let's go clockwise. Where exactly are you and what time is it?
Hi. Okay. I'm in Sagunto, in my brother's house now. But I'm now in the hall of the house, separate from my brother. In Sagunto, it's now a sunny day. Yesterday was a rainy day, and this is very strange for us. And today is a sunny day, perfect. And
Enrique.
Okay. Sorry, I missed the point. Yes. Here we had a rainy week. Okay, but the weather here is very, very sunny and okay, very warm. So and for you that don't know where Sagunto is, okay, you can imagine the Spanish mainland. So it's in the east coast, next to Valencia. Maybe you know Valencia better than Sagunto. So that's where we are placed.
And so, yeah, if apparently Dina used to live in Madrid, my next question, okay, I'm going to, Maria, you're going to, if you can, tap the mute button to, wait a minute, is Maria frozen? Is the computer frozen?
Yeah. I don't know, she's frozen.
Okay, you're moving. So let's talk. Oh, I see you just there in the background. So let's start off and talk about what is something that you love other than board games. What are some things that you love?
I don't know. I said I love art and making art. I love graphic design and architecture. Yes, and I don't know. What? Skating? Yes, I don't like sports, but skating I like a lot. I skate in Sagunto sometimes in the afternoon, but I like to skate in Valencia because there is a city perfect to skate with a lot of ways for skaters.
Nice.
It's perfect, and it's always a sunny day in Valencia.
So when you say skating, do you mean ice skating or do you mean roller skating?
I don't know. Skate
On the
Marina
ice
says-
or on the ground with the wheels?
No, on the ground, In Valencia, on the ice, we don't have ice. In Valencia, on the ground, yes.
We need to move.
Sí. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
A ver, espera, me pongo aquí.
Enrique, what is one of your favorite things?
Yeah, my main hobby is board games. To read rules, to meet with people to play is my main hobby. Years ago, I was a sport man, so I went to the gym. I made some. I very made aerobics. I like a lot of, but that was years ago when I was a student. But nowadays, no sports. I'm very, very sorry. I need to take this part again.
Yeah, I mean, we need to take care of our bodies because, a healthy body leads to healthy minds and all that. I don't want to. Rob says that Rob's just downloaded Autumn and will print it out. And
Right.
so
Thank you very much.
let me ask, if someone was going to try one or two of your games, in which order would you suggest that they try them? Given that, it's not just the 4 games, you've also got debate and anything else that's missing?
One, the other one that we have is a roll and write, but it needs further development, I think. The bases are okay, but we need to add some scenarios or something like that.
So what would you suggest people try as their first 1 or 2 games of yours?
Yeah, Autumn. I think is the best. It's the simple one, and because it's also very casual. Very relaxing. The people that has playing it, it's okay for 2 people. We can play 1, 2, 3 plays in a row. So and they like it. I think Autumn is a good point of entry. Also, Winter, that we are now promoting it, requires no, it's completely different. It's much similar to an abstract game, maybe, I don't know, but whatever. So
it's just kind of a nice sort of chilled out thing. John, Hal, I'm completely with you. I don't do rollerblading. Maybe I should take it up again. I'm just looking forward to getting on my wheels a bit more, like as a bicycle. But Hal's looking forward to getting out skating a bit more. And Bones John asks, do you have a favorite era for architecture? Maria.
A favorite beta? I don't know what's beta.
Era.
Contemporary era. I think the best moment is the present better. Yes, always the present. Yes, because
that's a really optimistic way to think about it. Life is always getting better.
Yeah, because you have all the resources and all the history, and the better moment is the present now. Yeah, I think so. for all the for architecture and for graphic design and for art, for everything. Yes.
Oh, and quick hello to Board Game Gran over on YouTube. Thank you very much for joining us. And even though you can't hear, I guess you'll be hearing this when you watch the video afterwards. And thank you for lurking, Dina. Now let me move on from the questionably quick questions, and let's move on to a brilliant thing. What's a little thing which is brilliant? Now, given the situation, I would like to talk about siblings. Brothers, sisters. Why are siblings brilliant? And I think that, let's start with Maria, go clockwise, and then I'll see if there's anything left for me to say. So.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, I have two brothers. I have Enrique here and another brother, Jose. Kike is the in order is Kike, Jose, and I'm the little one. And yes, we play every Sunday when not nowadays, but we spend a lot of time each other and playing, and I don't know. I like to be with my brothers. Yes. I don't know what to.
Yeah,
Maybe I don't know.
Having those shared interests and having that love and knowing that you are going to be just with each other and you've got this common history.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. We share a lot of things. We can understand each other. Maybe sometimes we don't need to explain a lot of things. We can work together because I say one thing, Maria takes it, throws an idea, I get it. So it's very, very easy to work with this, with Brote de Juegos, because we share a lot of history and we get on well, and that's great. That's great to have another person that you can relate and talk about a lot of things.
I really love that, and I'm sensing that you have a particularly close relationship with each other. Is it just the two of you? And Sally Cook says they're a great team. Now, someone's been continually asking about the fellas. I'm almost scared to ask. Is this a respectful question? I don't know what this applies to.
I know I didn't hear the question. Sorry, I have problems with the Wi-Fi.
Someone
I
says
didn't hear the question.
something about fellas.
Sorry, about what?
Oh, no. Okay.
Kike, maybe.
I understand. No, Falas is, yeah. It's a
Wait.
great celebration here.
Sorry,
and,
wait a moment.
that today was. You can hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry. It's about Falas. No, you ask for it. Because the pandemic, we haven't had for 2 years in a row that celebration. That it's a party and holidays here in that part of Spain. So today was the great day of Falas, of those holidays. So it's a special holiday that is here, that we built in the street monuments, cardboard monuments here to show them, and then there is on a 19th of March, we set fire to those monuments, like like a celebration of the spring. So maybe you were asked to ask us about Falas, because that's the holidays we are in.
Is this something that you normally build monuments for yourselves? Do you often build
there is
monuments?
a group of people. I know are cardboard monuments like dioramas, maybe, or something like that, very, very big, and a group of people, maybe in its 2 or 3 groups in its city, build one great monument in a square to all the town to see the monument, and then there are exposed for a few days so everybody can visit the monuments, the figures, the dioramas. And then the end of the the holidays, there are great fireworks, okay, and
Nice.
the monuments are set on fire.
That sounds really cool. So have you been able to do that at all, given the pandemic? Have you been able to do any?
No, for 2 years we haven't done it. The next year wasn't impossible, and this year is the same, almost impossible. So there's a lot of buzz, no, because never it hasn't. This situation has never come. We have every year we have the falas, the holidays, but for 2 years we haven't had it. That's the problem.
Okay, well, thanks for telling us about that. And hello, Luke Kawaii 848. It is lovely to see you. Who's wanting to know a wee bit more about? It sounds like what some of your influences are. So let me take a wee step back and say that now, as we get into the main meat of the episode, for what it's worth, we will feel free to continue commenting, asking questions, and of course, follow all that stuff. And I'll be choosing a wee bit more stringently. So if you wanted to ask something completely ridiculous, who am I kidding? It's Friday. On Fridays, pretty much anything goes. So, I am going to allow this question. Luke Hawaii wants to know, what are some of your influences? What inspires you? Presumably, how did you even get into gaming? Let's start there. Maria, what was the first game you played? What's the first memory you have?
The first game, maybe I was very influenced about the games who were my brothers playing when I was young, and I don't know. The board games and the computer games, both of them. The first game, I don't know. Or maybe the Spanish cards or something like this, or the domino, or la oca, the oca in English. I don't know what's
the game of goods.
The game of okay, this one, yes. We wanted to design another game like this last year, but we are working on it. And I don't know, a lot of board games. When we were children, we passed a lot of time playing with board games. We love it. Yes, we love them. Yes, I don't know. All the Monopoly. I remember the Hero Quest a lot. And I don't know, the Monopoly, Risk, all that famous games. Yes.
A lot of similar games to what people might know in UK or America, and a lot of these truly international big titles, like you say, dominoes and those traditional games played with traditional cards.
Yeah.
And Enrique, actually, I never double checked. Is it just you two, or do you have other siblings in your family?
Okay, no, I am Enrique, but Maria has said sometimes Kike, which is the other way they call me. So you can call me Kike instead of Enrique. It's okay. It's a familiar one. And the other sibling we have is called Jose. That is between both of us. Okay, and the older one, Maria, is the youngest, and in the middle is Jose. That he has thrown us some ideas for games, but he has not been involved in the design process.
So clearly, you were drawn more into these games, Enrique and Jose, and so why is it that you became submerged and fell in love with board games, but Jose maybe not so much?
Okay, maybe it's what's the late 2 decades. because we were always playing games. We started with classical games, card games. We read Hero Quest. We have some years, university years, that we were playing a lot of RPGs, role-playing games. A lot of what that was our main group, playing role-playing games. And then we somewhat I was toying with another hobbies like painting miniatures or something like that. With another friend, we made for some years a magazine, a fan sign, I think it's called. So about miniatures, fantastic miniatures. But then I re-entered the hobby. I don't remember with what, maybe with Catan or Carcassonne or some of them, and began to replay all games that I have, like all Avalon Hill Civilization, and I re-entered the hobby. I discovered BBBG and a lot of people with the same interest. So now it has become my main hobby.
That makes a lot of sense. And so these are some of the games that you fell in love with, that you've got on your Instagram, of course.
Yeah,
Dungeon Lords. I'm assuming you've played Dungeon Pets.
Yeah, but only once, because the owner, that was not me, didn't like it. the Dungeon Pet. That's okay. You know this game? It's
I'm
called
not familiar
Lafayette.
with this game.
No, because this is a huge hit, but only in Spain and in this part, because it talks about all that typical holidays, fallas. The name is called La Fallera, no, the Fallas woman. So it twists the Fallas holidays and make zombies and something like that. And it was a great hit here because
so
there was a lot of reference
on this national holiday, which everyone already is familiar with.
Yeah. That's the reason for the hit, because it has references that everybody knows here.
I love this art, kind of the cat turning into a dress. That's beautiful graphic design.
This game, I've played it with my daughter. She likes it a lot. And for years, I was playing a lot of children games while my children were growing. And
I would like to ask you a wee bit about entering the cardboard design contest. I'd like to ask you how you find that process. So let's move to Maria. What was it like getting you need to get a wee video ready, you need to get that pitch ready. Was that something that you'd already done before, or did that take a little bit of effort?
I don't know. No, we work for the contest. We have the games designer, but maybe if we look for a contest and we need a video or a new presentation or new photos, we work for this contest. Yes, and we prepare all the documentation to send or print a prototype better or something like that. And I think the contests are important to improve our prototypes, and we sometimes improve the rules or I don't know. What was that? Jinger and Wingler?
So every 37 minutes, the computer reminds me
Stretching
to have a
time.
wee stretch. So just so that I am not always just sitting, so I at least move my legs a tiny bit. But yeah, so with the contest, what were you hoping for? What were you how did you hear about it? Why did you enter it?
I don't know. Maybe Enrique can answer better that question. He knows more than me about the contest and the platforms of board games and so on. Yeah, maybe. Enrique, please, can you answer?
Yeah. For instance, when we, I knew about the Cardboard Edison Award, the last contest we entered for many years, but this year we have some video. They ask always a video, but for us it's very hard to make a video in English, explaining the rules and all of that. So we have another video that we sent to a contest here in Spain, explaining the how winter is played. So we decided to, maybe we only need to add some subtitles and we can show it to Cardboard Edison. So, but we weren't expected to be selected. The one way with those contests, you expect, as Maria has said, feedback from the designers, from the people who saw the video, and something like that. And Cardboard Edison was a great opportunity because of that. So a lot of people saw your video and give you feedback about it, about the game, or if it's interesting, if it's confusing, or whatever. And I think it's for that part, it's a great opportunity to only get feedback, get show the game to the world.
I've heard a lot of people saying this, that feedback is almost the biggest potential benefit that you can get from entering a contest. So as I understand it, the finalists are still being looked through, are still selecting who the winner is going to be. Is that correct?
See, I'm sorry. Sorry, we are having problems with the Wi-Fi.
It's all good. We can still hear you. So with the feedback, with this particular contest, my understanding is that they're now going through and selecting who the finalist is going to be. Is there a lot of tension in your mind? Are you just happy with where you've got to, and how much does winning actually matter to you?
Okay, we are happy where we are now, because we have seen the other finalists, and they are great games. And for a final contest like this one, it's very hard to select one game because they are so different one from another. Our game is only 18 cards and 18 tokens, very, very simple, familiar, and very for two players. And there are a lot of another games with more components, very, very big, more euro related, and it's difficult to compare one to another, I think. So we are happy being the finalist, I think. Yeah, because
at this point, I think it's kind of like pitching, where yes, there's a little bit to do with the quality of the game, but it's also a lot to do with luck, and it's also to do with how well you match the tastes of the judges with a publisher, how well you match the tastes of the publisher. And I guess that's the thing, that just because, maybe the judges of Cardboard Edison slightly prefer Euro games, or and that doesn't mean that this is, or it's like, how do you determine the quality of a game when you're only able to put them along a single axis? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's true. I agree, because the first the first step for this content was the video, and you can you need to get interest in your game through a video. Not even they cannot play it, they cannot feel it, so it's very hard. And even yeah, I agree with you.
Maria, tell us about the first game that you and Enrique designed, and tell me, what is your aim? What are you trying to do with these? What would be your ultimate goal? Because you both have full-time professions. Are you hoping to, would it be your dream to turn this into a full-time career? Or would you prefer to keep this the purity of the artistic vision that you can do whatever yourself? What are you trying to do with them?
Okay, I don't know. We were just trying. The first game was the autumn, and and all the games are prototypes. But I like to, or we like to design the games like if they were a final product in a store. And I like to work in the design and in the development of the prototype a lot. But I don't know what I don't know if we want to work in this world, or we are just trying to I don't know, improve our games and work on it. And maybe, I don't know, next year if we were working in this, I don't know. I'm not sure.
It sounds. Oh, sorry, I'll let you go, Enrique.
No, what Maria has said is a hobby. We don't know what to do next. Okay, we like our games being published, but we don't want to get through a quick starter or another platform or self-publishing, because that needs another kind of skills that we don't have, and we don't have time to develop. So we are showing our games. If they reach some interest, we can think about other things, but we don't have the goal to be game designers or game publishers in the long run. So let's see what it's.
It sounds like you're really enjoying the ability to have this purity of vision, because honestly, when I look at Summer, that's in so many ways a publishing nightmare, to have all these lovely corks. And for sure, for a small scale of production, it can work well. And maybe if you're at the stage where you're like, okay, yes, we'll print 50,000 copies, then sure, it doesn't really matter what it's got in it. But, when I was looking at it, and this was a couple of years ago, and I was thinking, well, that's the thing about games that are just 18 card games. You've got to make concessions. You've got to say, okay, we're going to do this thing worse in order for it to be publishable. It has to be maybe less charming. When you want to print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,000 copies, at that point, well, you probably can't afford to put so many corks into the game. You probably need to think a little bit more about the shipping costs. You need to think a little bit more about what's going on here. And yeah, there's a purity of vision, and there's a freedom that you only get when you're really doing it as a hobby. And it sounds like that's what you're determined to carry on with, correct?
Yes, you are true, because we haven't reach the development process before publishing. We are designing the games we have come with. We like to play, but we don't know if if we restrict to the 18 card games, they were easy to publish them, but we needed those elements. We were not thinking in publishing them, but in designing them to get people to play them. We haven't started contact with publishers to publish it. We don't want to make all the research needed to publish it, because that's a lot of time consuming. So for today, we are okay where we are.
And yeah, as you say, once you've decided to embark upon that journey, then there's a lot of work that goes into the world of pitching and all those things that maybe as designers and artists you maybe wouldn't actually want to do. Have you sold any of your games? Because I see the little pictures here of the cards that you've produced a few copies of, and is this something that you are selling in limited quantities in local shops, or that you were doing anything like that?
Maria?
No, I don't understand the question. No, we do whatever we want. I don't know. If we want print, we print. I don't know.
No, we needed a small print run, but only were 5 or 6 copies through a local printer. So we produced it as a final product with printer quality, but only to test them better, to show them on fairs, on shows, and sometimes to send them to a publisher to evaluate them. We have done this kind of thing with a Spanish publisher 2 years ago. So we send the prototypes to publishers to consider them. So that's because we did that production, the final product.
It's just really fascinating how these are such a work of beauty, and sometimes I guess the joy of that is just in the creation of it, that even if this doesn't go really big, you've had that joy of making something exquisite.
That's true. There is joy in the creation. We don't really know. Some people, some strangers say, okay, they are good games, or they are casual games, and we are proud that the people are playing them. But we don't really, we feel that they are games, playable games. But since we have not reached the production or the publishing process, we don't know from a professional point of view if they are good games or not. But we don't care so much. We keep in the creative process to mix some mechanics, to think about the theme, about this, because we like it, and when we have the product, it's that you have built something. So that's very, very, very rewarding. Yes.
That sounds wonderful. Now, we had Bellen BM, who was earlier asking what your favorite games are. This is something that I normally do at the start, but sure, thanks for reminding me. Can you tell us a couple, maybe 1, 2, or 3 of your favorite games?
My favorite games of Brote de Juegos?
No. Everything.
I like to play to the Dixit with my nephews, because they like Dixit a lot. but I like the Great Dalmuti a lot because I like games with that we can play with a lot of people. And the Great Dalmuti, it's a great game to play 8 or even 10 people, children, and I like that games. And I like solitaire games too because I'm a single, I live alone, and I like solitaire games. Last year I played two cartographers or cartographers.
Oh, yeah.
And that game has a solitaire version or mode, and I like it very much. Yes, I like. My favorite games are now then cartographers and the Great Dalmuti, I think. Yes.
So Dixit's is number 3.
No, yeah, but I play a lot to the Dixit.
I mean, even top 10 is pretty high.
Yeah.
Enrique, what are some of your favorites?
Oh, I don't know what to say because I like to play a lot of games, but my main group of players is focused in hard games or hard Euros, hard almost war games. I like a lot the coin series from GMT, that Falling Sky. I like because there is a lot of interaction with the players. You need 4 players to play it, and there are 4 factions, and there is a lot of take that you go to this part of the map. There is a lot of interaction. That's why this. Yeah, for last months we were playing. I think it's called Dudes on Map. That's the kind of games I like, because mostly for the interaction between the players. What you do affects what the other player needs to do, or needs to rethink what they do. I always like. I also like for the mechanics. Some like Burgundy, Castles of Burgundy. I like a lot of, but it's what my group say a solitaire, a multiplayer solitaire, because you are playing your kingdom and you take those tiles, but you don't affect what other players can do, despite taking the tile what the other player wants. I don't know if I say it well.
No, that makes a lot of sense. The kind of heavy interaction, thinking about what are you going to deny the other person, what do you want it more than the other person, and so you're into coin, into Castles of Burgundy, whereas Maria, it sounds like the things you mentioned, Dixit, and it's a lot more, but it's a lot more, how to say, light-hearted maybe.
Yeah, and also there is a game I like it a lot. It's Race for the Galaxy. I think it's brilliant in its design, because you don't know the first time you play, you don't know what you're doing, but there is everything makes sense. You can go for different strategies. You can go commercial. You can attack other players. There is a lot of in this game. Race for the Galaxy, I like it very much.
Those are some solid picks. And Rob has just come back to say that they've made and played Autumn and scored 11. So is that good, or is that average, or is it terrible?
No, we made it's okay. Well, yes, it can be. I think 15, 16 can be done, because you need to connect the same color. I know. Oh, sorry. I almost forget. we redid. No, 11. It's very, very, very good because we designed the Autumn Solitaire you with the same goal of the 2 players version, but you score the level. No, I don't remember. No, you don't score the better.
Maria?
I don't remember the rules, but I think that you score the minus, or I don't know how
The
to
lesser,
say, the lesser group of cards of groups connected.
yeah, the third group.
Yeah, and it's difficult because
Yes, that's you need to go for 2 groups, not only to explain their main group.
yeah.
So we did it because we wanted to have a tableau presence. We wanted to spread the cards, because if you go for only one group, you get one line of cards. But if you take care of scoring different groups and maximize the scoring for those groups,
because I mean, it's the old Knizia style where you don't need to just go for one, you need to balance everything. And whereas Knizia is like, okay, here's a finite number of things, balance everything. Saying something like, okay, don't score your biggest, score your second biggest, or score your that's really interesting. And now I would be interested to see more games exploring this notion of, Rob says, I like that you have to make 3 big groups. And when I, like, the only thing that I've ever done that's in a similar vein is Balanceable, where it's all about, making 2 long words rather than just 1 long word. Because as soon as, if you've got to just do one thing, then it's like, woo, I know what I'm doing. But whoa, 2, now it's a little bit more difficult.
To balance all the thing, and it's better, I think. If you focus only on one, it's very straightforward. You need to focus in 2 or 3 aspects of the game. I think it's better you take more of that game.
I mean, it reminds me also of Between Two Cities. I don't know if you know this one, published by Stonemaier Games. I believe, I can't remember who actually designed it. But Between Two Cities, you have, it's very nice semi-cooperative game where you sit in a circle and then you build one city with you and your right-hand neighbor, one city with you and your left-hand neighbor, and you score the lower of the 2. So let's say one city scores 46 points, one city scores 36 points, then your score is 36 because you scored the lower. And that means that each time you take tiles, you put one here and one here, but you need to sort of, okay, this one's not doing so well. I need to focus more here. Oh, wait a minute, this one's... And so you need to really balance them, and it becomes, okay, I'm working with you, but I'm not working with anyone else on the table. And this is a really interesting game of vague partnerships. And in a way, because you have to balance these partnerships. I think that, in a sense, interesting decisions are all about having to balance these things. And when, don't get me wrong, if a game is just do this thing, like, I mean, okay, at the most extreme example, you've got games with like Yogi or Wibble or Grabble where it's just, okay, you do that thing and you do it as quickly as you can, you do it as skillfully as you can, and you keep going forwards as quickly and trying to, exactly what you want to do, and there's a little bit of purity and joy in that. But when you have multiple things to balance, that's when the strategic interest comes in, and you feel like, okay, now I have something to ponder, something to tantalize my mind.
Yes, because if you come with a strategy, you follow that strategy always, and that's the game loses interest when you get the strategy, so it loses replayability, I think, when you...
Let's talk about the future a wee bit, and then let's start wrapping up. I mean, as always, on a Friday, if anyone else wants to jump in for 5 minutes, Rob, or I know you're working, Alex, but I know you're kind of half working, but if anyone wants to jump on for 5 minutes, then I'll share the link
Please,
into the
jump in.
once more. But let me ask, what would you like to do in the future, and what have you learned from entering this competition? What have been the best bits of feedback that you've gotten from everyone?
Okay. The judges, the judges, yeah. Was very, very interesting, because the feedback you get from them was pros and cons that they saw in your game. So there was they like the two phases that are in winter. You first build the lake, and then you frozen the lake, and then the lake melts, or there is another phase. They like that, and the way all matched together. But they were they raised I don't know, preoccupation, I think, about if there was enough deep on the game. But we think that yes, but maybe they are true. They need more play test and more trying to follow an a strategy or anything. The game need more play testers and more players to find if the game is good or not, I think. But the initial impression, the first bit was okay. We raised interest in the game. I think.
I mean, it sounds like you've got lots of just initial things. And Maria, if you can, is there a couple of things? Sorry for those who are wondering why is Maria not talking so much? It's because...
No, I'm happy. I'm absolutely happy. Don't worry. I think in the Cardboard Edison contest, just for the mail who the judge, los jueces send us, we improved the tokens. Wait a moment.
And
she wants to show you the one little thing that we improved because the feedback of the shooters. So she's trying, I think. Okay. And yes.
And while we're waiting for that, quick hello to Rob Harper, who's in the background.
Oh. Hello.
And
Rob.
Hello, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
Maria, you are going to show us a wee thing, but yeah, thank you for joining us, Rob. I hope you are generally doing well. Let me actually make you bigger.
Great. Thank you very much, Rob.
Oh, I've made you bigger so you can show the cards.
Yeah,
again.
see, I've got some cards in.
Yeah, just in case someone didn't believe you.
It's great.
I didn't use your lovely card backs, but I just had sleeves. But it's quicker.
And yeah, Hal says hello, Rob. And
hi, Al.
So, Maria, you were going to show us some small tweaks that you made.
Are the cards of the winter, and we had these tokens. Yeah, and they told us, why this token, this blue token, is for this symbol? Why is with one snowflake? And then, because of that comment, we improved the token, and now we have this one is better for play the game. And yes, the contest allowed us to improve these little things of the design, the art design or the game, and it's cool to participate in that contest. Yeah.
So just in terms of making sure that the graphic design is a little bit more intuitive and matching what people...
Yeah, okay, it's more intuitive, yes. This is better than this one. Yeah, that's it.
And it is some lovely art that you've got here. Sorry, Maria, I'm going to mute you again. Just what? If you want to talk, please unmute yourself. Please just unmute yourself and then talk. It's just if anyone else is talking whilst Maria's mic is working, there's some bad feedback. But Bones John asked, is there any chance of a collage making 18 card game in the future? And yeah, what do you think?
That's a nice idea.
And at this point, Rob, what do you have any questions for our special guests, or do you have anything that you wish to?
I should have been thinking about this, shouldn't I? Really. So you've made a set of 4 games that are thematically linked. Are you thinking about doing other sets of games like that?
Not really. We started another. We thought it was another brand with another game with 18 cards, which is called Debate. But we don't have a series playing it because that game that started with 18 cards, we then thought it was better to make square cards or maybe use 24 cards instead of 18. We are still developing that game. So we don't have plan for another series. Our plan was to make another game, a 5th game, to join the 4 games together to play with the 72 cards. Maria is showing it, and that's the game.
Whoops!
Wow.
Sorry, Maria. Yeah, that's
the 5th game.
Yeah, with all the cards. With all the cards, the autumn, winter, spring, and summer. And we
that sounds amazing.
Yeah. Without tokens and or the corks or the calendars, it's only with you can play with the cards only.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, that is super. Oh,
and this is.
Is that Debate?
Sorry about that. I don't know if.
Algo pasa con mi wifi.
Is that Debate?
I think.
Belén, apágate, cariño. Oh, sorry. we had 3 teenagers in this house that they were all with the Wi-Fi. I'm sorry.
I think with the benefits of hindsight, I probably would have asked Enrique and Maria to be on one computer. I don't know if that can still be a thing that we could try. Just Maria, maybe if you join in on Enrique but we're about to finish up. I just actually wanted to...
Maria, do you want to join me here? Yeah, without the computer. Yeah, we'll try to do.
Hello, Mary. It is lovely to see you this morning. Hello, Bodhi. It is lovely to see you, and lots of love to both of you for joining us, even though we are starting to finish up a wee bit early. But
come here, Maria.
John says there are several cat-themed games. Is there any chance you would consider making a dog-themed game? Which there's also quite a few dog-themed games, but I will admit that yeah, sure, there are more cats than dogs.
Okay. Sí.
And let me move it there,
Okay,
so you can maybe if you move to one side and
la biblioteca.
and you can just take off the headphones, honestly. Just
okay. You
unplug them.
can listen
So
to
I
it.
think that might be better.
Okay. Sí.
But now you were close. You've gotten even closer, both literally and figuratively.
We were trying to be in both computers because we couldn't manage to get the sound of the voice on the same computer. We don't know how to do it, so we were trying in two computers. But Maria wanted to come to my house to be together for this stream. Yeah. Okay.
I was actually thinking about contests this morning and kind of making things regularly and making a series of things. And I was actually thinking about Europe because you used to do quite a few of those so-called 24-hour contests on Board Game Geek. And yeah, if we kind of expand it a little bit just to contests, I mean, what do you think is the main benefits that you've gotten with a contest?
Okay, sorry. The question is for us or for Rob?
I was asking Rob.
Sorry, Rob. It's your.
Oh, sorry, wasn't sure that was at me. So yeah, I really enjoyed doing the short 24-hour things because it was a good way of just getting practice in making something really quickly and just getting a first prototype and make it work as quickly as possible. And yeah. So it's kind of a really useful way of getting through those early stages of game design and not overthinking it too much. I've done a couple of longer contests, but didn't sort of really click with those quite so much. But probably should give it a go a bit because I mean that feedback thing is a really big benefit potentially.
Yeah, I found we haven't entered in the 24-hour contest, but Autumn was first present in the 18-card contest on BGG.
Yeah,
and also Winter for the 2-player contest, I think. And I think there were a great opportunity to receive feedback because so designers had put in their games or their contest and in early stages. Okay, I come with that idea. I have this art. What do you think about it? So it's a great opportunity to get early feedback. It's hard to get people to play your games, but that early feedback, okay, I have read the rules. I think about it. I think the BBC contest has helped us a lot with the design process.
I think that I'm just going to echo everything that you've both been saying, and also what Alex is saying in chat, where you are saying it's got to be done by this point. It's like if you're working, I hate to use this distinction, but yeah, if you're working professionally, you've got to do things within a certain amount of time. And you could keep going for years and years or months and months. And eventually it might get to the point where, hey, I could definitely, with one more week, make this definitely a wee bit better. The solo mode, I could make it from in my opinion, 7 out of 10 to maybe 7.5 out of 10. And then the publisher says, you know what? It's not worth doing. I'm taking you off the project and you've just got to live with it. And that's something that sometimes happens. But at the same time, that's maybe for more of a developmental point of view. And contests, I find so often, it's not the end. It's not about necessarily finishing a thing. Sure, you want to get it to a really good point, but it's rarely that, okay, you've got this 24-hour contest, and then the contest is to literally publish your game and mass produce it before the contest ends. I don't know if anyone's ever done that. That would be quite an interesting idea. Maybe we should do that sometime. But yeah, that would probably just result in lots of terrible games be mass produced. Let's not do that.
That's not far off what Dave Turtsey did with Steal This Game, right?
Yeah, fair point. And
special circumstances that, but
it was definitely interesting where we were talking about it, and then it's a 2-player game. It uses a command kind of fits, but I mean, actually saying, I don't know. Let's imagine a hypothetical situation where it was just making a contest, and then the person who publishes it and sells the most wins that contest. It's not even going to come down to the design. It's going to come down to the marketing and all those other things that you were talking about earlier, Enrique and Maria, that you don't really care about so much. That aren't the parts of the passion project. That's turning that into something icky where you're... But yeah, having something where, whether it's a game jam, when you've got, okay, these are the restrictions, this is what it's going to be, and you've got that focus for yourself, but also you've got that focus for, you know it's going to be played, hopefully. I mean, I'm going to be honest, like when it's something like that, and that's another thing, like what amount of feedback can you expect from this contest? Because Cardboard Edison, everything actually gets seen by a few people. You get decent feedback, and it sounds like you've been really happy with that, Maria and Enrique.
Yeah. The hard part is getting feedback for your game, because there are a lot of designers in this contest that want to put their game, get eyes on their games, but time is limited. Maybe in one contest, if you participate, you show your game and you can review maybe 2, 3, or 4 games, or maybe you can only review the rules, but you cannot play them because you don't have time. Maybe the hard part is always receiving feedback, because maybe your playtesting environment is very, very limited also, and you cannot play test it a lot. You want people to play your game, but that's what all designers want. So the contest, you have 2 or 3 opinions about your game. That's great, but Cardboard Edison is special because of that, because you have a lot of eyes on your game.
And like talking about contests, I probably should plug my own contest, which it's an annual contest, and there's going to be, starting in 2021, which is this year, there's going to be 2 annual contests for the LDEC, formerly known as Wibble++. One of them, as always, is a design contest, and someone puts in a I mean, there we go. Xate was one of the joint winners of last year's, a co-designer of BBBB, and all of these will get play tested, and then you'll get video footage of it being played and feedback, and the top few will get developed a wee bit, and it's basically a way of... No, that's not true, Rob. Come on, everyone's allowed to enter. Is that directed at me?
Only the best people are allowed to enter.
But the other contest, I am going to explain more about it in a video. I've already explained more about it in a video that wasn't live streamed, but it's going to be broadcast before the end of the month. There you go. Everyone is best people.
We will need to So
you know what? We will. I will reconsider that. I will talk about. But Let's go back and let's firstly acknowledge that apparently, Rob, you saw someone walking a dog and a cat, and Bones John saw some people walking ferrets.
It's interesting what people take for a walk sometimes. You can get special harnesses for ferrets. They're really cool. There's kind of these little things. They're very cute.
And State, I am glad that you got your cookies. And for a final question, before we properly wrap up, I mean, Rob, if you've got any other questions, I am going to clearly, Belen just wants to hear. I'm guessing that there's a good story here. Let's ask about the name of the company. How did you come up with the name? The Sprouts of Games.
Do you want to say something?
I don't know. Brote, it's a Spanish word that means
Sprout.
Yeah, because we are working in prototypes that sprout. Yeah, and the word brote reminds me brother. I'm his sister. I'm not brother, but yes, bro. My bro.
Kind of a pun.
Kind of fun, yeah. Yeah. So, but we made some we asked for people about some names for our company, and we made a Google form to a survey about the name, but none of those games were Brote de Juegos. No, we thought we have a list of, I don't know, 5-6 names, but I have forgot them. So Brote de Juegos was her idea, and very, 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 very clever, I think. Yeah, so we stick with it.
We have a lot of merchandising. We have this pin.
Yes, because Maria loves to make some things, and we have okay. Yeah. We don't. Yeah, Maria
There's
loves
a lot of merchandising for
a real company, but we have a lot of.
We have a brand. We have
a good brand.
Yes.
There's a lot of merchandising for, it's interesting. You clearly do what you want. You clearly do what you're passionate about, and you're actually passionate about just saying, yeah, I want my name on these bags. Yeah, I want my name on these pins.
Yeah. It's something like that. You have. We can be 2, 3, 4 months without thinking about our games or Brote de Juegos, but sometimes there is a spark or something. Oh, let's do this. And we go together, and we have another 2 or 3 months with a lot of work. We're very, very passionate. Okay. Or if we are preparing some new game or new component, we can use a lot of time doing it. But maybe there are months that we are doing nothing with our company, with our brand. But we work this way. We don't have a schedule. It's sometimes, yeah.
And sometimes that's the best way to do it, just for the joy of things. Now, Rob, I want to, is there anything that you want to share with us, or ask, or tell us, because I imagine that you've got a lot of empathy for just creating for the fun of it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's why I do. I mean, I'd like to be getting a bit of income out of, but it's just sort of my main hobby has stopped being playing board games and started being making board games. So, I'm jealous that you've got you have partners, sort of a game design partner there with you, because I've only relatively recently started co-designing with people, and I'm finding that really interesting way of doing things, and great for just getting the energy up and having fresh ideas all the time. And it's a really sort of fun way of going about things. So hoping to do more of that.
Yeah, sometimes we came with a new idea, but it drives us to nowhere because okay, the idea was cool, but it's difficult to put them in a game. So okay, so some ideas get end in nothing. But
yeah.
while you are working and thinking about it, it's a great time, I think.
I mean, we could have like a big commune based on what Sate just said about moving in, like you and Alex could move in together, or we could just have like...
Yeah, I'm not exclusive with Alex, I'm afraid, so we'll have to work around that.
And yeah, if you were next door neighbors, but then you'd have to change your real jobs, that would there's a lot of hassle involved. I mean, basically what I'm hearing is that you're jealous, but you're not that jealous. You're not kind of going to uproot your entire life just to...
No.
And anyway, just to all the chat about so there's a whole thing about previous winners of the contest aren't allowed to enter, and I might chat to Chris and Dina and Jason about this, because my thinking behind that was that I wanted because ex-winners are no longer allowed to enter my contest, and my thinking was that I don't want one person to keep winning. I don't want David Brain to basically be motivated to enter every year and it's be like, oh, wait a minute, it's David Brain again. Fancy that. And for people to think, oh, that's shenanigans. Do you know what I mean? And it was a mixture of, I want to award different people, but most contests don't have anything like that, do they? It's just like, okay, as the contest goes, frankly, if the same person wins, then so be it. But I don't know, should there be something like that? No. Should I just get rid of that? What genuinely, I know, because for Enrique and Maria, so do I have an L deck up here? For my L deck, basically, people have to imagine a game that can be played using these cards, and then the number one person gets a whole bunch of things, and people enter. But what I said, this is the third year that it's run, and for the first, for the second year and the third, for the first, second, and third year, I said no one's allowed to enter who's got their name on a box of the L deck. So on the outside of the box, that's an important thing, because if it was on the inside of the box, then there'd be a lot of people who are suddenly disqualified, because that's a lot of people. But no one who's got their name on the outside. So I didn't want it to be like, clearly Bez isn't allowed. Clearly, clearly David Brain, should David Brain be allowed? And I asked David Brain, and David Brain was like, sorry, just laughing at those gestures. The plight of a game designer designing a contest. Yeah. Okay, Alex, I will do that in just a minute, but I would like to hear opinions on this. What do you think? Rob first, and then Maria and Enrique. Let's go that way. Rob, what do you think?
It's kind of like the Nobel Prize, isn't it? You can't have the same people winning the Nobel Prize all the time. So I don't know. It's a tricky one, because you want anyone that's interested to be submitting stuff, but as you say, if it's the same names at the top every time, it might discourage new people. It's a difficult one to do. I don't think there's a correct way of doing it, really. So you need to ask the former champions, really. Yeah,
I'd be interested to hear what Sates and Alex have to say. Maria and Enrique, what do you think? Do you think that if someone wins a contest, should they be allowed to keep entering that same contest? Oh, hey,
Maybe
Michael.
with
How
a
come you're
different
here?
project, yes, I think so. Yes.
Yeah, it depends on the focus on of the contest. If you want the contest to a lot of new people to enter or to play the contest, so okay, it's okay. The last winner, you don't get to participate, but I think it's a restriction because you get rid of people that wants to enter your contest. And it's difficult. It depends on the amount of people that want to enter, of the goal of the contest. I don't know. It's difficult. Depends in the situation.
It could be trying to fix a problem that doesn't exist, though. So
yeah, I mean, it might just.
You can do a contest for former winners only. So the people who has been
champion of champions.
Champions of champions, yeah.
It could be. Well, then who would judge? I mean, Alex is again. Hello, Michael. In case I didn't wave enough. Apparently, Barbershop International Quartets. Some people have won 4 times with what could be argued to be a loophole. What could be argued to be, hey, it's just people showing their talents. And in a way, like, let's say if it was genuinely a new team, that would be interesting. Like if Alex Orgsate were to be partnering with other people. And to be fair,
if instead of Alex and Xate, you have Xate and Alex.
No. And I don't know. Anyway, that's something that I'll have to discuss with people. Anyway, so we've got one chaotic shenanigan today, which is either I need to sing a love song but have love replaced by Bez, or I need to read page 1 of a rule book like a Shakespearean actor and people guess which game it is. So I think that was Alex who spent the points to get me to do the task. So Alex, which of these things would you prefer? The song or the Shakespearean actor? I'm going to prepare for this by getting finding a rule book somewhere and people can guess what it is, I guess. Okay. Is Alex still there, or have I just been wibbling on too much, so to speak? Okay. Let me I will do it after the recap and wrap up, if that is okay. So to recap, wrap up, what have we talked about? Well, we talked to Maria and Enrique from Juegos, and we had a good chat about all of these games, all of the seasons, the winter, autumn, spring, 18 card games, having additional components, designing with your siblings, why siblings are brilliant. We had some technical difficulties, and then coming together on the one screen, it's marginally better. We talked about making games about collages. We talked about all sorts of meaty games, about Dixit, about Coin, counter operative insurgency. What does Coin stand for again? Someone remind me.
Counterinsurgency.
Yes, counterinsurgency.
Oh, it's 2 letters. Count. Okay.
Yeah.
That Coin. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, we talked about all of that, and then we started getting Grop here. We talked about contests in general. We talked about motivations in contests, why you might want to. It seems like it's really all about the feedback. It's about getting the eyeballs on the thing. We talked about not wanting to make, well, not that you don't want to make money. It's not like you're money averse, but just not wanting to prioritize that, not wanting to go down the rabbit hole of having to do all the work that you would rather not do, but still enjoying some things like debranding, having these. It's like you are a sibling design studio, and that's pretty darn cool. That is pretty gosh darn cool. So there we go. Alex says, actor, please. And there wasn't that much Dixit chats. It's just that Maria plays it with, he says, and yeah, what's your favorite clue that you've ever given with Dixit? Can you think of one? Because apparently
I don't know.
Something about.
I always play with children. I
Do you remember some clue from? No.
So
From Lucas or from? No, something brilliant.
No. Sorry. I don't know.
Rob, I think that's if you want to mix up words for different songs, I think you've got to have them be the same number of syllables. It doesn't quite work.
No. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, you can. That's true.
Just have to tweak how you sing it slightly. That's fine.
It's all about the feedback, by the feedback, no treble. It's all
See, it
about
works,
the
it's
feedback,
fine.
by the feedback, no treble. Okay, if you want to check me out, I am, of course, stuffbybez.com, stuffbybez.bigcards.com, twitter.com/stuffbybez, instagram.com/stuffbybez, twitch.tv/stuffbybez, youtube.com/stuffbybez for the old episodes, stuffbybez.com/discord, and
Discord.
Maria and Enrique, where do you most like to be found? I will paste it in the...
Yeah, Instagram or Twitter will be okay. And Brote de Juegos, okay. Yes.
And that's all the
wherever.
links, so please check them out wherever you're watching, whether it's YouTube or Facebook or Twitch. You should have all that clickable at your fingertips. And
Yes.
Rob, of the harp playing variety, I mean, I never asked you, do you think one of your ancestors was actually a harpist?
I don't know, actually. Okay, we got kicked out of Scotland in about 1700, I believe. But so maybe that's where it came from. So.
Maybe. And where do you like to be found?
So I'm mostly Harper Rob on Twitter, and that's my main haunt social media wise. So
yeah.
And I want to say thank you, everyone. I am going to let other people have a wee bit of chatting time just so that I can find a rule book. And so thank you, firstly, to my two lovely guests here. I'm tickling your stomachs.
Okay.
So that's Maria and Enrique. Thank you so much for jumping on. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you. It's been a great time. I think.
Yeah.
Sorry for all the difficulties about the Wi-Fi.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. And
Okay.
I was wondering all the clanking chain sounds.
Yeah.
No, thank you everyone for being so super awesome. And let me ask, is there anything that you'd like to share, anything that you're looking forward to doing, anything that is a hope and ambition or exciting or trivial or important or just fun? So let's go over to what are you up to. You can share anything you want to. Rob.
Yes, fun. Have fun and enjoy.
Oh, sorry, Enrique.
Sorry.
Have fun.
Yeah, only.
We want to have fun.
Yeah, have fun with whatever you are doing, and be passionate, and or relax if you are very stressed with it. Have fun. You do your thing, whatever you want, and anytime.
It's good advice. That I like that.
Yeah. Maria, do you want to say
No,
something?
the same. Have fun and be happy.
Yeah.
So have you got anything planned for the weekend?
No.
What? Oh no, yeah. Tomorrow we have a 5-minute speed dating with a publisher to pitch
wow.
Autumn. Yeah, it's okay.
I forgot.
Good luck with that. Good luck.
Yeah. Let's. Yeah, I will tell you how it was.
Yeah. Well, having now played it once solo, I enjoyed that. So it's a nice little thing to be getting out playing. So.
Yeah. Thank you very much for printing it and trying it. Yeah.
It's good.
So
yeah, definitely good luck. And everyone in chat, feel free to share. But now I am going to finally I'm going to try and channel my inner Shakespearean actor as best as I can. If a Shakespearean actor were to maybe not talk in English. So let me, and if you want to guess which game this is, and I can see your Rob, you're such a troll.
No.
Okay, so
utterly innocent of everything.
I don't know what's going to happen.
So you have to guess which game this is. Tabla de contenidos. Introducción. Resumen de juego. ¿Cómo leer este reglamento? Jugadores novatos. Componentes sets. Sorry for my Spanish.
No, your Spanish is very good.
Tablero de los invasores. La isla y la reserva. Setup del jugador. Acciones iniciales de los invasores.
Invasores. That's hard. I don't know.
Secuencia de juego. Fase de espíritu. Fase de poder rápida.
Spirit Island?
Fase de poder lenta. El tiempo pasa. Concepto de juego. Victoria del derroto. Miedo de terror. Fronteras y territorios. Presencia y lugares sagrados. Energía y cartas de juego. Espíritus invasores. Plaga. Los dan. Poderes. Efectos de un solo turno. Gana cartas de poder. Poder y efectos del miedo. Truco de consejos. Optimizar la jugabilidad. Estrategia básica. Opciones.
I don't know. It's very hard. Something Blood Rage or something.
Modo solitario. Adversarios. Escenarios. Mapa temático. Punctación.
I'm picturing a Klingon saying that.
Ambientación. A historia hasta ahora. El enemigo avancia. Referencias. Cuadrantes.
El enemigo avanza.
De los adversarios escenarios.
Diversos
escenarios.
Yes.
Is this good enough Spanish for you to be able to recognize
it? Falling escenarios, some coin. I don't know.
Okay. That's the end. Okay, so that was page. I think that was that actually officially page 1? Because I think page 1 might have officially been just a big picture. The page numbers aren't actually in the thing.
It's very difficult.
So do we go through coin games and suggest things like Fire on the Lake and The Distant Plane? And
multiple people have gotten that. That's all I'm going to say. So it was not to answer to you. It was not in Tuan Sensuyu.
No.
It was something to do with an island. It was not Islands of Cats, Rob.
No.
Not Lost Eggs. And yeah.
It's been great.
It was. I never realized what a huge board game fan Shakespeare was before. And it wasn't Spirit's Island. It was Spirit's Island.
Spirit Island. Oh, great!
So
great,
congratulations to
Who got that first?
Enrique. I think Enrique got that. I don't know, Maria,
Yeah,
if you said
because
that as
that's
well.
great. Yeah. Oh my God, you are great, Beth.
Thank you.
It's been incredible. Yeah.
So, Xates, could you give Hal like 1,000 points and give yourself 500 points?
Yeah,
Yeah.
500 or 5,000.
So
brilliant.
yeah, well done on you two for guessing it, and well done for Enrique for guessing it just based on the table of contents, like a wee bit down the line. That was pretty impressive. But yeah, back to what are we up to now that we've heard the yeah, I don't know what you could call that. Was that Shakespearean?
Was very
I mean, I
very
tried
intense,
to make it emotional.
very intense, emotional.
That's what I was doing. When I think about the Shakespearean actor, I think of an emotional reading.
I could imagine Patrick Stewart doing that just like that. Yeah. Absolutely spot on.
Okay.
Yeah, Patrick Stewart. Yeah. Very similar. Yeah, you were in the mood. You were acting. Yeah, it was brilliant.
And Xates, you did accidentally give your points, but I am going to give you some points to make it up to you for board games and 1,500. So that's the 1,000 that you gave to Hal plus the 500 bonus. But anyway, what are you up to today? That is the end of that. I have a work chat, let's call it, in an hour. I am going to try and maybe eat something very quickly and then do a bunch of setting up images, putting them into the folder and giving Dina access to that folder, which ideally I should have done yesterday, but better late than never. That's going to be my fingers crossed. That's what I'm trying to do for the next hour. Then doing that and then having a bit of a walk this afternoon. Maybe I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to be trying to take it 1 hour at a time. That's the way I am these days. Sometimes that's just the way you've got to do things. Yeah. And anything that you're looking forward to, you know what? If we say what are you looking forward to, but again, only if you want to. I am looking forward to my second walk of the day. It is a beautiful day. I did have a lovely hour-long walk, listening to some good, solid podcasts. I'll go out again, listen to some more podcasts. Why not? That's what I'm looking forward to. What about you, Rob?
So we've got some leftover Chinese food from last night for lunch, which will be nice. I always like the leftovers like that. And got a gaming evening with a few friends this evening. So that should be nice. Other than that, I think I've got a few tasks to get done this afternoon. So should be good.
And Maria, Enrique, what are you looking forward to?
Well, I'm looking forward for the game evening tomorrow.
Oh, we need lovely. To prepare this.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. I don't know what we were playing.
Whoops.
We will play.
That's totally okay. But some solid podcasts. That's a CD. Pelmar wants to say congratulations to all your success so far and guess to your pitching. If you have enjoyed this and you want to check out future streams by me, then go to my website, stuffbybez.com/streams, and that will redirect you to my Google Calendar, where you will find out that tomorrow I'm meeting Luke Hector. Sunday, I'm going to be chatting about a really simple solo game for the L deck. Monday, meeting Brian Slattery, Singaporean American person, made a big thing discussing iteration with Alan Paul and Rita Modal and Matthew Dunstan on Tuesday morning. playing a bit of Balanceable in the evening. Talking about game books. Oh yeah, I'm quite excited about this. This is going to be a brand new group with Peter Blenkarn, Scott Moore, Harley Truslove, and Paul Stapleton. So 4 other people who are all involved in making game books and getting them all together to talk about game books. That's what's going to happen next Wednesday. That meeting Oliver Keena, lovely person from Tabletop Games blog, podcaster and writer extraordinaire. And then next week we'll probably just have a regular Friendly Friday for him with we might have a last minute special guest, but it's probably just going to be me and anyone who wants to join in. But if any of that sounds interesting, or if you think that other people would like to watch this show, then please share and spread the word. And of course, if you're watching this on Twitch, then we are going to raid in a wee bit. So, oh my gosh, hello CD, it's lovely to see you. I mean, times have changed, so is it 11 o'clock over there? Because for those who don't know, CD is from New Zealand. And so, yeah, I guess you've just finished your gaming night.
From
thanks.
New Zealand. Oh my gosh.
And Alex mentioned CD, and there she is. And so, yep. If you want to, I'm just going to quickly check who is actually streaming. So, we
are going for a raid.
Yes, so for those who aren't familiar with Twitch, I am going to choose someone, maybe Declan Zapala. I've not raided them recently. So, yeah, let's go with that. Someone playing a wee bit of music. So, unfortunately, there aren't any board game people going just now, but if you are interested in a bit of guitar playing, then stick around for a wee bit of that and feel free to copy paste. Oh my gosh, 1 a.m. 1 a.m. in New Zealand. Wow, that's kind of crazy. Well, have a good night's sleep and lots of love. Thank you for jumping in. And that brings me to the end of the show. I think there is nothing left to say. My final words, be kind.
Nothing to say here.
Any final words from you?
No, thank you very much. It's been a great time. Thank you.
Well, bye.
Thank you.
This is a goodbye song. Bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye. This is the end of the show. Bye. And now it's time to go. Bye. This is goodbye song. Bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye. This is the end of the show. And bye. And now it's time to go. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
So how long are we sitting here waving for today?
For about 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks, Bez. It's been great.
Thanks.
It's been lovely. Thank you.
See you.
Aw.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to end the show now. Bye-bye.